Hi, my name is Tim Meunier, and I'm the Director of Music Ministries here at the First United Methodist Church of Jackson, Michigan, and this is Food for Thought for Friday, July 24th. Have you ever been asked to introduce yourself? How good a job do you do in describing yourself? Do we see ourselves as others do? I hate to see a picture of myself because when I do, I'm forced to face reality. Have you ever wondered just how other people would describe you? It's always been a good exercise to look at yourself. I'm not sure if my description of myself would match everyone's, but I like to think that it would be close. So if you really don't know me, I'd like to introduce myself. This is Tim Meunier. I'm a type A personality. All of my choir members are probably rolling their eyes right now and saying, "You think?" To define my type A personality, I'd have to say that I'm organized, I'm task-driven, I'm a detailed planner, and I'm aesthetic focused. It seems telling that most of these characteristics focus on my work style. So sure, there are many other things that would make up my personality, but for right now, let me describe the work side of me, the church musician. It's a significant side of me that I've spent 42 years developing. Of the 5 characteristics that I've listed, I guess the first one is ruled by the other 4. Being a type A personality dictates my work style. As a church musician, this means that I'm very organized in my approach to teaching music and how to relate to my choirs. I plan far in advance. The music for the choir's whole season is selected months in advance. Seating charts are made for concerts in our bigger Sundays. Rehearsal agendas are prepared. These are then shared with our companies in advance of our rehearsals. I prepare each anthem before it's introduced to the choirs. I decide on breath marks, dynamics, tempo changes. I know how an anthem should sound, and I guide the singers to create that sound. This preparation and planning gives our singers the time that they need to learn an anthem. I have always preferred to answer questions before they are even asked. I take attendance, and I want to know when you won't be attending rehearsal. If you just don't show up to a rehearsal or two, then you will get a nice phone call from me or an email to see what's up and to make sure that you're okay. I send emails to the choirs on a regular basis, maybe even more than the choirs want. But I do this to inform them of upcoming things and to share them with any news that I might have regarding fellow singers or plans for the music program. Some would sum up this description of me into one word: controlling. I certainly don't think that it's a derogatory word. Anyone who leads a large group of people has to be controlling. Someone has to take charge and lead. Someone has to make the decisions for the group. So the hardest thing for any type A controlling personality is to lose control. COVID-19 has taken away the control that we all thought that we had. We're limited to where we go, and those places that we can go, we need to wear a mask. We've had to cancel travel plans that we've made. We can't interact with others in the way that normally we would have. We aren't used to losing control, and there have been some people who, in their frustration, have pushed back. Well, I would always hope that people would understand the need for restrictions. There'll always be those who refuse to be limited, no matter what. There are times in our lives when we need to give up control and put our trust in God. He then provides us with others to look over us when we're restricted. We simply can't always be in control. For the many people who have gotten sick with the virus, they had to turn over the control of their lives to the doctors and caregivers who have tirelessly worked to return them to good health. Sadly, there have been many who have lost their lives, and their families had no control over those losses, and they're now picking up the pieces that have been left behind. As hard as it is for everyone, not just us type A personalities, there are times when we need to let God take the wheel and let Him do the steering. For many of us, that loss of control leaves us uncomfortable. We want to be in control of our own lives, and we don't want to feel restricted on how we live it. Like the many guidelines given to us by the CDC during this difficult time, God has offered us guidelines on how we live our lives, our daily lives. Some people refuse to give up control to God, while some adhere to His guidelines for their life. I guess that we can all control how we choose to live our lives, and we can ultimately control which guidelines to follow. I'm not sure about you, but I choose God. My faith and trust in Him is the clear path to follow. Sometimes it isn't easy, but I feel rewarded every time I do. I have faith that our lives will find a new normal. Will it be the old way that we define normal? Well, I guess that we'll have to wait and see to find out. And trust in God. Eventually, we will regain more control of our lives. But consider this. With God by our side, maybe we really never lost control at all. I hope that you will join us in worship, our virtual worship, this Sunday, July 19th. Thanks.